So my name's Jahirul Amin. I am a VFX teacher and I run a company called Cave Academy. Cave Academy is a company that does VFX and animation training. We do quite a bit of work for studios and educational places such as universities, colleges, and then we do our online sort of side of things as well. The big difference I think, which is missing nowadays, is actually getting off the computer and learning. So figuring things out in nature, whether that's going out on a hike to learn about motion and how people walk and the difference in balance as you're dealing with different environments and terrains, or going swimming to find out how someone swims and the motion in the form of going into the water. A lot of what we're doing is actually to develop training to get people to actually do the real world stuff, to then be able to teach how it works in animation. So rather than going simply into the topology and animation principles, before you even hit that sort of stuff, it's looking at the doing it in real life, then breaking that down, whether that's scientifically or mathematically, probably more science and maths. My maths is not great, but and then putting that into the computer. I think what I'm trying to do, and through Cave, let's say, is just try to figure out a bit more about reality. And I'm not saying I'm going to figure out something new. I think it's just trying to understand some of the concepts by, scientists, Newton, Einstein, and all the clever folk. I think I'm just at a stage now where I can spend a bit more time trying to understand what they figured out and then put that into computer graphics. The talk I gave today was about going back to reference and analysis and not taking everything just because someone presents it as factual. That's my biggest kind of annoyance with it all, is when a lot of people say, this looks so real, and I'm like, wow, you really have lost touch with reality. I mean, some of it looks fantastic, like, don't get me wrong. There's been a few renders here and there that I've seen, it's like, wow, they've nailed it. But the majority of it, where they're saying this is photoreal and the movement's photoreal and believable, it's like, wow, you really don't know how people move and so on. So I think you need to get out more. So yeah, so that's my biggest advice though. Usually it's just go outside and have a look. I do a lot of on-set training, and when I was being taught on-set myself, I was told by a number of people they don't like VFX on set. And I would always ask why, and it would be like, because they don't know what you do, and also they think you're trying to steal their jobs. And when you communicate that you're actually there to support their jobs, like you can't do your VFX without the lighting team on set doing the lighting, like you need them to do the best they can, and you need to just capture that as a reference and then add your CG, then I think that starts to break down those barriers of me against you and so on. So I think with this whole anti-CGI, whatever it is, because it is horrible, and it is, a lot of it is a mix of lies and just, it's just a lack of understanding as to what things, how things are made. So I think for me it's a communication issue, a huge communication issue, unfortunately. But because people can, I guess, put things out so quickly nowadays, things can just snowball very quickly, and suddenly everyone thinks there's no CGI in Barbie, or there's no, computer graphics in Oppenheimer. It's just people jumping on a bandwagon and not understanding the kind of craft of visual effects. And when it's done well, it's underappreciated. The Rainbow Conference, I think, is fantastic. This is my first year going. The whole energy and vibe has been fantastic. I think live events are great because you can communicate more easily to a person in real life. That's a huge benefit. And also they can ask questions more easily as well. There's no barrier, there's no screen or anything like that. They can come up to you, you can have a chit chat. It feels more organic. I prefer in-person training and live training and to online and so on. So events like this are fantastic. And also it's great to be able to meet other people from other companies, see what they're doing, see what technologies they're working with, see what kind of art they're creating and how they've done that. So all in all, it ticks a whole bunch of boxes that I think is great. You get to learn, you get to make contacts as well, which is great. And it's just nice to hang out with people outside. So yeah, fantastic event.